What's up, guys and girls? It's Ghost Robo, and at E3, some games just get straight up overlooked, and this right here is one of them. Today, Naughty Dog released extra footage and extended demo for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, and it is a crime that more people aren't talking about this thing. Heck, I even overlooked it for my own top 10, but this one looks to be a gem. So let's check it out together. Nadine and Chloe rolling through the wild.
Worth it?
Impressive.
Yeah.
No. How do we get off this thing?
Good question.
Goodness gracious, is this gorgeous. I think we forget just how majestic Uncharted 4 was, just how many Game of the Year awards that game won, just how top of its class that storytelling and those mechanics were, the world that they created, the vistas that they unveiled. It was absolute awesome, near perfection for video game design. And now we're getting more of that with freaking visuals like this. How gorgeous does this look, and how great...
Right. Reckon we can cut through the city and get back to the gate.
I'll take point.
is it going to
Stay
be
close.
Lead the way.
to be back in this sort of a world, this style of a narrative-driven excellence, hitting PlayStation 4 in luscious 4K in August? I just think it's interesting that, you know, there's so many big games of E3, and this one just didn't get a whole lot of coverage.
Maybe.
And it's because it's... I honestly think it's because it started off as DLC. And it's expanded to more than that. You know, it's standalone now for $40. It's still not going to be as big as a full game, but they definitely expanded the content far beyond just a little story pack.
Nice job. Probably more where that came from.
Some pretty sexy animations there on Nadine as she back kicked that guard off the edge.
Above you.
Seems like this game, from what I've read, is going to be more action and exploration focused than puzzle focused, but I hope they manage to squeeze in a few good puzzles.
Nothing personal.
But with areas like this, I may not even mind.
There. I'll bet the aqueduct's routed through that structure.
I doubt we're free and clear. Keep an eye out.
So they are trapezing through India for their adventure. And you can see this is basically like Uncharted 4 with different main characters and different locales. And I don't know, oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, this is definitely so awesome. Look at that water too. Man, I don't know what it is, but something about the PlayStation 4 exclusives managed to look better than like anything else out there. If you watch the gameplay demos for Days Gone, for Spider-Man, for Detroit, you know, I played Detroit in person. It looked absolutely incredible. I saw Spider-Man be played in person. It looked absolutely incredible. I saw Days Gone, and, you know, ditto, ditto, ditto. Like, they just managed to get so much out of their machine and find a way to nail these visuals. I actually really like the arena-style gunplay that Uncharted 4 brought. It opened things up and gave you multiple paths. Plus, it looks like they've refined things even more since last year. I mean, some of the dynamic things that are happening in the environment here just show me that they really put their best 4 feet forward for this Chloe and Nadine co-op extravaganza. And it's obviously just single player, but it is cool that they are bringing back 2 characters once more. I feel like that was a real strong point of Uncharted 4, and frankly it's a strong point for most games. When you do have a character to bounce off of, whether it's Batman and the Joker, or whether it's Drake and his brother, or now Chloe and Nadine, it just helps keep the plot, I feel, much more interesting, and helps the dialogue and sort of the course of the story to just flow more naturally. Not to say you can't do it as well solo, but I don't know. I think that's why something like Uncharted is much more memorable character and dialogue-wise than something like Tomb Raider. Even though those new Tomb Raider games are excellent. Plus, I'm glad to see Chloe back. One of my favorites from Uncharted 2. Always kind of bitter that Nathan ended up with Elena, although, I mean, it makes total sense. It's the right thing to do. It's just a smart choice. But I think we all had a little love for Chloe back on the PS3. And this game is coming out soon, right? Whereas most of Sony's stuff has later dates. We are getting some PS4 love later this summer. You got Everybody's Golf, which is much more of a, you know, a niche product for the sports and the golf fans. But I feel like this one is going to come in early before the holiday season and deliver like a top tier experience. And I kind of like the idea that for 40 bucks you're going to get more of a medium-sized Uncharted adventure. So it's not going to be, you know, the full campaign, but I think they were targeting like 8 to 10 hours, which to me is perfect. That's an awesome length and an awesome price. And if you get the season pass previously, you get it all for free, which is insane.
You all right?
I think so.
Oh, shit.
Where are we?
No idea. But at least we're not in the line of fire. Well, hopefully there's another way out.
Dark and spooky caverns call our attention as we
What do you
crawl.
suppose that thing on the floor is?
Nothing good. See those channels? Doubt they were meant for water.
Oh.
Lock them down and let them bleed. I think we were all super stoked for more Last of Us 2, which we're not going to get
Right.
Sorry.
probably till PSX or beyond. But this is a chance to experience that Naughty Dog glory before then. And it's like we're getting...
Up here.
You know, typically it
Think
takes
there's a way through.
years to make an Uncharted, or years for Naughty Dog to release their next adventure. So it's basically like we're getting 2 for the year cost of 1, or I guess if you want to call it 1.5 or 1 3/4 games for the typical cycle.
Dunno. I'd prefer being left to rot in a cell to getting tortured.
Duly noted.
And yeah, this game looks gorgeous in person. They do a fantastic job of spreading the color palette without going too vibrant, right? It's like, I feel like it has such a nice, diverse number of colors, but still like keeps it very
There's the
grounded,
aqueduct.
and it just oozes so much charm out of these natural environments. It's really just remarkable.
Up here. There's a breach.
Ooh. Hello, tank.
The Eye of Shiva. That's impressive. My man worked for a week and turned up nothing.
They probably hired the wrong expert.
Perhaps. You know, a Hoysala poet once wrote of a young king who showed mercy and thus ended our rituals. But the old kings, they understood that progress demands sacrifice.
Is that what you tell your men?
All right. So, in times of war, these aqueducts, they would run red through the capital. Those who would not fight had to be used to inspire those who would.
Boom, baby. That is the demo. That is Uncharted Lost Legacy, and I cannot wait to walk through the game and play it. Hopefully in 4K. That'd be freaking sweet. It looks super good. The trailer is about to run, and just to give you guys some closing thoughts here, I think it's being overlooked. I think it's not getting enough attention, and maybe that's good. Coming under the radar for the first time for an Uncharted project. Maybe near August it'll build some hype. I wonder if they're gonna do any marketing, because in theory it should be like a major title, but I wonder if its budget price and its sort of DLC origins are going to keep it from that. I would love it if there was some good puzzly stuff in there. Like I said, I've read that it's more action heavy, but that'll still be cool. And I love the fact that we're getting a side story. How often do we get a great video game world and then get to explore and experience that world from a different perspective, right? So it takes so much time and love and talent to develop a world like Uncharted, and then to get to play it from somebody else's perspective, from like a side character, it just feels like a huge gift that we get to explore and experience from the perspective of Chloe and Nadine. I think it's just such a smart tool. I mean, I'd love something like this for The Last of Us, and we kind of got it with Left Behind. Granted, that still was Ellie, but it was from a different Ellie, you know, her mindset was in a different place, and getting to experience it. Ellie and Riley, and experience more of that world pre-Joel, and get to see things when they were a little bit more put together. You know, you get to go through a mall. It's just a really cool extra layer that you get to see into the world of Last of Us and the lore of Last of Us, and it makes it feel like a living, breathing ecosystem, and nobody does that better than Naughty Dog. I would love it if they did this with all their games. I'd love it if they did it with Last of Us 2, but I guess we should first just hope for Last of Us 2 at any point soon. Regardless, whenever that comes out, we are getting a Naughty Dog game, and it's coming out at the end of August, so I cannot wait for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I'll be playing it. If you guys are pumped and want to see it, make sure to hit that like button. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this game. If you think it is flying under the radar, if you're excited for it, I want to know. Until that time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Fantastic day. Drink some hot chocolate. I love you. And we will see you, Chloe and Nadine, later.